welcome back to the 9.13 test server with Tomahawk. After a long break, we're back with some video content. Today, the main focus is going to be the Czech tanks, completely new in 9.13. What we're looking at here is the tier 10, but before we have some look at some gameplay of the tier 9 and the tier 10 tanks, let's first go and through the tech tree and see what this line is all about. Good, let's start. We have a whole list of countries right here, but here we have the Czech branch, starting with the Koloshenka, the Yoloshenka, whatever. The LTVZ35, LTVZ38, 39, Skoda T-34, T-25, T-34, 100. A lot of tanks we have already seen more or less, but then it gets interesting with the TVP VTU, the Skoda T50 and the TVP T50 51. Good, let's start from the top, or from the bottom rather, to see what this Yoloshenko, sorry I can't pronounce this, this box tank is all about. This is a very ugly tier 1. No one's gonna care about this, luckily. Not many modules except for this extra gun, a Vickers gun. Quickly skip on to that, coming to the LTVZ35, also known as the Panzer 35T. But this is the original Czech version of the tank. Not much different here. There's a choice of 2 guns. Yeah, not very interesting in my opinion. And then we move on to the LTVZ38, also known as the Panzer 38T, but this is also the original Czech version. Interesting feature about this one is that it has an autoloader, 37mm, with 40 damage per shot and 82 penetration, which is the best gun on this tank also. Right, moving on to the tier 4. Look at this funny bar in the front, probably used to climb onto the tank or something. Yeah, not much news. 47mm, 60 average damage with 86 penetration. Not very great, but it has an okay rate of fire of 24. Moving on to tier... Hey, I don't have the tier 5, I see, so let's go ahead and get that one. There we go, this is the T-34. Kind of a flat turreted T-25. Let me put on the proper turret here. Ta-da! Yes. And the better gun. So what this is basically, yeah, a 132 penetration on tier 5 is really decent, with 110 damage, also quite decent. This gun you also take along to the T-25, the tier 6 version of the tier 5 premium that's already in the German tech tree. This, however, has a 75mm Skoda A18 with some automatic thing, of a rate of fire of about 217. Same gun, but with the autoloader in it, with 3 shells in the magazine, 1.33 in between time, and 8 seconds of complete reload. Doesn't look all too bad, I must say. However, the tank is pretty big. It has huge side profile, and the armor, except it being sloped a bit, is not all too great with 50mm. You need to take into account that this is on tier 6. The tier 5 German variant is better armored in this perspective. Moving on to the Constructor T-34 100. This is basically a T-34 85, but except for the 85 we have a 100mm gun on this machine. It's a tier higher than the Soviet equivalent, with 250 average damage and 175 penetration. 175 penetration is, yeah, it's not too great. On the tier 7, but 250 average damage is more than a Tiger, for instance. 250 on your premium shells. Then again, I suspect this vehicle can be mobile enough to be able to make use of that 175 penetration. Interesting looking tank, but here we get to the original tanks, if you like. This looks a bit like a gun of a Löwe premium tier 8 German tank, but it's different. We have a 105 caliber gun with 188 penetration. Again, not all too high, but the average damage of 320 is pretty meaty for a tier 8 medium tank. That makes it interesting, I guess. The top speed is 50, traverse speed of 44, which is very nice. Traverse speed of the turret is 42, which is also quite okay, and the view range of 380 also makes it pretty capable in terms of view range, in terms to compare it with its competitors. Then we come to the tier 9, again not extremely much armor here. We have a very interesting gun here, which has very good penetration of 248 with 320 average damage, and it has a 3-round autoloader. Let's see a replay of this in a bit, but first let's just have a look at the tank here. You see this very huge, humongous lower frontal plate. The upper plate is also quite big. It is sloped in a sense like a IS-3 is. Then again, it is not much armor. 120 armor on the front. It's pretty well rounded. It has a mantlet here. I guess you can bounce a couple of occasional shots from this. Again, side profile pretty large, and the rear is also, this is a big butt. It can bite you in the ass, so to say. So tier 10, a bit lower. It has a flat nose, but very well sloped. Again, 65 of millimeters of armor, so not too great. Same turret basically. Same gun as well, but it gets one extra shell in the clip, with the reload staying the same of about 20 seconds for the whole clip with the current setup I have here. The in-between time of the shells is 1.5, which is pretty nice and pretty quick, and the dispersion is 0.35, which is on the edge of being accurate, so that's also nice for shooting from a distance when it's necessary. 2.1 aim time is not all too bad if you compare it to, say, a butt shot, who goes rather towards the 3 seconds than the 2.1 that this tank has. So all in all, what can we say about these tanks? If you quickly look at this line, is it probably has to do with mobility. 60 top speed, 54 traverse speed, 36 in the turret, coming back to the other one, 42, 42, and also a top speed of 50. Yeah, these tanks are relying on mobility rather than having the great guns, especially if you check on the lower tiers, 5, 6, 7, where you would likely need to play a classic medium tank of getting on people's flanks and start using that. The armor is not super great or anything, so that's why you should really focus on these flanking maneuvers, as you can also see in the replays that are coming up. So enough bull, let's go on and see some replays. So here we're playing in the tier 9 Skoda T50. Like I said, 3-round autoloader, and it takes about 20 seconds to reload this clip. Average damage of 320 per shot, which means you have a burst radius of 960 average damage per clip in 20 seconds that you can do. Game starting, it took a while for it to get me a match, because the first match is always top tier, of course. So let's see if we can make use of that and have a decent game. You see, the gun depression is pretty bad. It's not a hill fighter like nice one, as say the Japanese tanks. These Czech voices are also new, of course, a new feature if you like. I'm not sure if I like them. The guy is very talkative and has very long sentences to say. The disadvantage of this tank, I would say, is definitely also that 3-round autoloader. If you will see, there will be some moments where this is really screwing me over. So that's the first kill. Let's reload and pull back to a safe position. You can see the team is pretty much YOLO to one flank, so we may need to make use of this. It's already 4-0, but there's still a lot of people in the magical forest. Making quick use of my clip here, and you see the distance was quite far and all 3 shots have hit. The accuracy of this gun is rather nice. And reloading to get into a new position as soon as I am reloaded. I don't dare to take the shot at this AMX since he is very far away, moving on high speed, and my shells are pretty precious. That's one of the disadvantages of an autoloader, I would say, is that you cannot take these pot shots, as it will cost you a long reload if you miss. Just getting unlucky with this AMX, but I pump in another one. Next blind shot is not hitting, or it bounced. Anyway, he is still alive. I'm the only one in the back still, so I'm gonna try and defend, since the AMX and the T-50 are still going on ahead, as it seems. There we go. Again, making quick use of this clip, 934 damage, pulling back to reload. Again, it's kind of annoying. I need to wait and just witness how this T-50 is gonna make a quick kill out of this butt shot of ours. Reload just not quick enough to start hitting him. Good shot, finish him off. Terrible accuracy on my part, and RT is dead. He has seen me, I think. And I missed the third one. Need to pull back and reload. I decide to leave this guy for where he is, because there's a lot of tanks still in the middle, which I'd rather deal with than to hunt down this one guy with only 100 hit points and then being out of the game more or less. Let's do some damage. Good, I have coated optics on this. It has a view range of 400, so coated optics really give you an edge in terms of view range. A vertical stabilizer for shooting on the move, and ventilation. See, I'm not shooting any premium shells like many other test server players would do. I would try to give you a... Where did this shot go? I don't know. Bit unlucky that only D-track him. Like I said, it's trying to give you the most realistic sort of gameplay you can expect. Then again, 248 penetration should really be enough to deal quickly with other tanks. Don't dare to shoot on the move, so I stop. And again, a whole clip. Almost 1000 damage done with one clip. Quickly reloading. 2 tanks are left. You see, it's also pretty mobile, so there's yeah. I mean, the good thing of the tank is I bounce, I miss, and I hit one. Yeah, the advantage and the disadvantage of this tank is basically the gun. As I said, the autoloader can really put you in awkward situations. Just here, the finishing shot bounced, and now I just need to wait. Here the traverse is letting me down a bit, but the guy is dead and the game is over. All in all, nice tank. So post-game battle results screen, we have a high caliber medal, second class here on the first game. It was quite an okay game. I missed a couple of shots here. And yeah, but the gun is really capable of punishing people. Over 5000 damage done. If you get someone's side and you can unload within quick succession, it's easy. Let's get on to the next one, the Tier 10 TVP. Let's check out this tank in real life, in real battle if you would like. This is not the most wonderful replay you've ever seen, but it basically shows you the difference between the tier 9 and the tier 10. This one has a 4-round autoloader. I'm just checking out the mobility by keeping up with this butt shot here. 4-round autoloader, same reload but 1 extra shell. Same gun for the rest, so it has this 320 average damage, 248 standard penetration, which is, like I said, decent. In my opinion, you don't need much more except for fighting extreme heavily armored tanks, of course. So 310 penetration on the heat shells and 50 only for the high explosive shells. Let me fix my minimap here. Again, a first battle for this tank. Let's check out some long range sniping on this AMX CDC. Give me your side, please. There we go. Oh, and I track him, and this really can punish this guy, and he is down. Reloading, 20 seconds, like I said. And here you can see that that extra 4th shell really gives you this advantage, and that's why this makes for tier 10. One really bad thing I still didn't have here is of course the 6th Sense perk, so I'm just trying to nose around a little bit here to see if there is anything shooting back at me or if I can spot something. Again, also with coated optics, the ventilation and vertical stabilizer. I've been spotted, so I'm gonna move away here. Doesn't really make sense to get shot at by something I can't see. Furthermore, they have some pretty nasty tanks there with Waffenträgers and Death Star and Death Star 2. But here is a Waffenträger. Whoops. No, still not safe here, so I pull back. Try to get some more long range shots. Here's the butt shot. Auto aim. Kabam. So you have a 1.5 delay in your shots in between a aim time of 2.1, so it leaves you with a gap of say 0.6 seconds to leave you aiming until it's fully aimed. And you could see it was just like bam bam bam, keep pumping in those shots, and from a long distance, and this butt shot is very unhappy indeed. Then again, with 4 shells I cannot just walk around to this AMX 50B and start pummeling him. What I should have done, however, is count his shots. He has already fired 3 times, and this basically meant, with also the 2 butt shots of our team in that little valley, I could have gone in, started punishing him. Now I'm gonna be too late to start damaging him. I'm gonna be too slow. But I can cover my butt shots, of course, by shooting at these people down on the ridge. So let's get into position. Get behind cover and start unloading on Mr. Buttshot. Should have taken that shot maybe. Then again, I can only see his turret. Apparently, I was spotted because RT fired a shot at my little bush. And I'm trying to re-engage. And staying in cover. Hoping my butt shots can spot something and I can do something about it. I go for a reload. I really don't want to get caught with a half empty clip. But here you go again. Awkward situation. The butt shot is spotted and I cannot shoot him. This really sucks. So reloaded, but now I can't shoot anything. I have to wait for Mr. Buttshot to reappear. But he's not. Yikes! Oof. Now you see I could make quick use of this gun. I get hit by the RT. RT spots me, I aim on him, shoot twice, and RT's down. Get my ammo rack taken out, Buttshot appears, pump 2 shots into Buttshot, finish this guy off. But the problem is I repaired my track because I panicked a little bit, and now I have a broken ammo rack. And this really sucks. And from the games I've played into this tier 10, I have been hit in my ammo rack every time. Maybe wet ammo storage is not bad, or at least get this crew skill on your loader. Ooh. This now takes a very long time. About 40 seconds, but hey, I'm reloaded now, and I can, luckily the intervals between the shells are not affected, so still 1.5 seconds per shot. Okay, only the arch is left, so since I already finished that other one, why not trying to get the Pascucci's medal? And I'm on it. Spot the first RT, but he gets taken out quickly by an Object 268 who has been broken through the flank and quickly finishes him off. So let's start going hunting GWE 100. Is that my RT or the GW? Maybe they didn't like me for getting the last kill, I don't know. Yikes, and there the E100 is, take a shot, and I get taken out. A bit unlucky, then again, maybe not the best approach, but I'm dead. So first battle in the tier 10, a tank sniper, and did some damage. Previous battle was better in that sense, but I hope I could show you about this tank. What was a bit unique is that he gets the extra shell and it gives you the advantage in some situations. That makes it the tier 10, I guess. Right, let's quickly conclude. So before this branch was released, I wasn't very excited about these these Czech tanks, but now, since I've played especially the tier 9 and tier 10, I really like them, and I'm actually quite excited for these. The mobility is pretty cool, it's a nice feature. However, these lower tier vehicles are not super interesting in my opinion, since we've seen them already in some sort of form. So, what are your opinion on these new Czech tanks? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe and comment like I said, and this is very much appreciated. Stay tuned for more content and I'll catch you next time. Ciao!